Okay, welcome to a special meetup about AI art with our special guest and I would say AI art wizard, Benjamin. I know him from Mural. He's also a wizard on Mural. He created a lot of really great mural experiences. So with, let's say, immersive design on murals so that you kind of experience a little bit more than just some stickies, which I love and which I do as well. So yeah, always inspiration. And now you really deep dive into AI art. I don't know. I follow you already since we know each other since a long time, but I think since some months you only started and you already, I see amazing things. So I remember this, the scooter, what was that kind of a design, and all kinds of fantastic artworks. I tried that as well. So I'm in DALL-E, I'm in Midjourney, I tried stuff, but I never had such results. So I also, let's say, did a little bit. So I just want to welcome you, Benjamin, and I hand it over to you. Just introduce yourself and yeah, kick it off. So we will have an interactive session as well.
Thanks, Sabrina. Maybe I can share my screen. I mean, I'm doing it already. Just so normally I wanted to make all the slides clickable, like a nice presentation. I'm sorry, it will be a bit raw, but I can give you also access to the mural at the end if you want to go there, because there are some links and I think interesting content and stuff to use afterwards. So one thing, yeah, I did everything with AI. I mean, not the text, even if I can generate text with AI, but it is my copywriting. But this spatial background image and everything is AI made, just so you know. Yeah, that's something I wanted to say. So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. I am Ben, and I'm not sure why I use these two weird things, but I wanted to generate them with AI. I'm currently mainly freelancing for a startup, and I'm creating like VR workshop, template, experience, that kind of stuff for a startup called Zoe Immersive. I started a blog and a newsletter on LinkedIn around AI. I'm into Web3 because I was into NFTs last year and I'm still into Web3, even if now it's not the best moment, but you know. I'm into design and design thinking. I used to work at Mural, as Sabrina said. I used to design Mural, like very custom, a bit immersive experience, that kind of stuff. And I guess that's why, I mean, in few words, I share a lot on LinkedIn, a lot of things I try. I'm starting to write a book around career change, but that's something else. And yeah, just follow me on LinkedIn if you want to see what I create and share. And I guess that's a good starting point. So we are here today to learn and explore about AI generated art. And I don't know if Sabrina, we wait a bit more. Do we try soon? Because soon there is the kind of icebreaker. Do you think we wait a bit or we should be fine?
So for example, I just got a message from someone who couldn't access. I just shared the link again. Maybe we wait 1 minute, but then yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, so during the session, I will share with you the tools I use, some tips and tricks, what AI art can already do, like some use case, what it cannot really do yet, and everything in between, because there's a lot of things in between. So we'll take a look at these things. And for the activity, so if you have 1 minute to wait, so I don't know if we should split in group or just everyone individually. I know you tried like that, but I'm afraid if we start to split in breakout and maybe in each group, they are not sure how to use the tool, maybe it's going to be hard.
Yeah, let's keep let's say in the big group. I think, yeah. If you need my help, I help you.
No worries. I think let's stick it as one group. So what I would like to try with you, so I don't know what's your level into AI. Actually, can I see the gallery view? Have you already tried Midjourney, DALL-E, or Stable Diffusion? Like if you tried already, raise your hand. If you never tried, I think, yeah, you tried, Sabrina, but no one.
Yeah.
Maybe you're also a bit. Some people don't have the camera. Okay. So what I would like to try just for the next 5 minutes, you are going to try to generate something. So before, in case you don't have access to anything, I can give you a free tool and you don't even need the login. You can just directly sign in and try to generate something. I think it will be the easiest way to give the first try. So this tool, it's called Crayon, but it's like, I'm gonna write it quickly. And actually, I put the link just here. If I zoom, you can see how it's written, crayon, like AI-yon. And so just go on this website, crayon.com, and you can generate anything, no need to register to pay or anything. So if you can, go on this website, and the theme is just around like remote work, like work from home. That's a bit vague, but that's the theme. And just try to generate something. So you can just type work from home and press enter, for example, or you can type work from home space painting. Just something easy just for you to try, at least if you never tried. If you already tried, you can go something a bit like more complex. So work from home or remote. Yeah.
Crayon, it's written formerly DALL-E Mini. So
exactly, yeah.
Is that was that different because DALL-E?
So actually they changed the name. So I know a guy who is working there now, and it seems the story they call themselves DALL-E Mini, but it's not the same company as DALL-E from OpenAI. But they thought they could use the DALL-E Mini, and then they not really got sued, but kind of they asked them to change the name. So now it's called Crayon. But they were performing. They had a lot of people because a few months ago you had to be on the wait list to access DALL-E. And so at that time, they got a lot of people joining because you couldn't use DALL-E if you were not on the waiting list. So yeah, and then they changed the name because DALL-E 2 asked them to change them, basically. So that's the story short, but they are continuing to work on the product.
That's interesting. So the ask is, or our task is now exactly right, work from home. So I did that. I think some others. Hi, Brownrick. And hi, we have some new. Brownrick, we are just on crayon.com. I just put it into the chat here. Just click on that and start immediately write work from home into it. Okay.
I'm doing it also. So it should, 2 minutes, I think maximum. Usually it's faster. I'm doing it in the same tool without any complex prompt, just so you can see if you cannot access. Let's just.
And I also have a question. This is basically doing the same as OpenAI DALL-E. Is there like differences in qualities of the algorithm?
Yeah. I mean, so the model usually is a bit similar, and I don't know exactly how this model of diffusion works, but it's kind of similar. It uses the same tech, but some are better than others. For example, this one, just with these few keywords, the result is not really good, as you can see. Of course, you can get better result on this website. But DALL-E 2 usually has better result, Midjourney as well, because the model is more trained, more complex, more perfected, if I can say. And so, yeah, it's the same base, but they all do their own tech after, and so you don't get the same result. While you are checking your results, so you can see what I got, it's not really usable for the moment. But if I go into my Discord, where I can access my Midjourney.
Can I ask another question? Yeah. So I put in the same, and for me, it looks a little bit different. I think this is also, doesn't matter if you use the same prompt, it will appear always different. And if I do that several times in a row, it always will have a different output. Is that correct?
That's correct. And that's one way to get better result is to have the same prompt and to just re-roll it over and over again. That's one way to get good result, let's say, or unexpected result. Usually we also try to change the prompt because different keywords put in different places can generate something different. And the reality is usually we do a mix of both. So different prompt, different re-roll, and it's kind of the volume that will give you good result usually. So you can see in Midjourney, I just used the same keyword and I added the latest version of Midjourney, the V4. And even if it's not perfect, you can see that it's kind of much more like quality, like, there's less weird things and everything people cut or that kind of stuff.
With exactly the same prompt.
Yeah, work from home and calling for the last version.
Okay.
And if I re-roll, I will have something else.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I have a question in the chat.
Is it based on contextual? Sorry. Like, what do you mean by contextual search? Like, what do you have in mind?
You can open your mic.
Yeah. So I meant that So Sabrina is getting a different result because maybe she has done search across her computer, and that is taking contextual search
I
of
don't
maybe there is a cookie or
think,
something,
I
or it's
mean, I
just random.
don't know, but I don't think so. I think it's kind of random. I think it doesn't matter who is prompting. I mean, later you will be able to train a model, an AI generator based on your kind of preference and that kind of stuff. So you'll be able to train it. You will feed it with your own content, so it will generate something more likely to look like the picture you like or your own design style, for example. But at the moment in Midjourney, for example, or in Crayon, it doesn't matter who is, it's just random. So yeah, but it makes sense to ask something like that, unless they are hiding the information, and I don't know, but I don't think so.
Okay.
But with the new model that you can train yourself, you will be able to have that kind of things. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
With pleasure. Okay, so I mean, later I will give you access to the mural. You can put your result if you want. So in Crayon, I think you can just select the picture and download it to your computer. But it was just to get started. So let's continue. So sorry for the DIY press. So let's jump into the unknown. Prompting is the new black. Sorry. So that's really the thing. It's everything about prompting with the AI generator. And you even have a situation where you use an AI text generator to generate a prompt for the image generator. Basically, you will see the words such as like image to image, text to image, text to text, and a new combination, even prompt to prompt or something like that. Basically, you write some word and it makes an image. You can input an image to generate another image inspired by the first image. You can combine image and text also to generate an image. And there is the text generator like GPT-3 and that kind of stuff, where you can say with few keywords, I want an article about, I don't know, design, and it will write an article about design, and you can be more precise or less precise. And you can use these tools to create prompt as well. So I will give you some links after for that. But it's everything about the word actually prompting. And it's almost like becoming a master at Google search, but for like art, kind of. You can use a lot of keywords coming from like the photography, Illustrator, 3D, whatever. So yeah, it's all about the prompt. So these are the main tools, I would say, generators. So Midjourney, one of the most famous that I'm mainly using. Stable diffusion, it's really a big thing because it comes from a guy who is trying to make it kind of open, public a bit. And most of the people, they use the stable diffusion model they built an interface on it. So you can access stable diffusion through many websites, actually. I will share also one website that does this, for example. And so that's a powerful tool, but there is more parameter to play around. So if you are a really beginner, maybe you should not start here, unless someone created a nice user-friendly interface accessing stable diffusion. That also happens. And DALL-E 2 is one of the most famous as well. And this is from OpenAI, the thing from Elon Musk, and you can do a lot of great things that we'll see after also. There are functionalities that we don't have yet in Midjourney. But I think Midjourney is the best in terms of quality of the image. It's almost always a great result. But if you want to go further and do more custom things, Stable Diffusion or DALL-E 2 can do more things, I would say. Some people generate an image in Midjourney, and then they bring it into Stable Diffusion or DALL-E 2 to generate on top of it and build something more complex, for example. Then you have Crayon that you just tried that is a bit lower in quality at the moment, but it's free, no need to create an account. So it can be a good way to start. Get Image, it's a platform that the guy I interviewed on my blog started, and I think it's quite great. I will show you after. He's trying to build an AI editor, looking a bit like if you're in Figma or something like that, but it's just the beginning. And he's using different model that you can call from his interface to work on a picture, and then you can use different like AI tools to make it different, better, bigger, regenerate on top, etc. And so on. I'm just checking. Okay, no question. Perfect. So yeah, here are the links. So the crayon we saw. I'm just going to open Get Image to show you. Yeah, I think I have an account already. I thought I was logged in. So AI editor. So I have almost no more credit as I use them, but basically here, I'm not going to do it now, but you could use this space to write a prompt. So you would generate a picture in the middle, And then what is really great is after you can, I think it's the, yeah, you can upload an image also. Yeah, one of these functions, you can basically move this rainbow rectangle. So you have a picture, let's say, and you can spot the top left of your picture. So half inside, half outside of this square. And then you can generate inside also with a prompt, and it will try to build around the original picture. So this way, maybe you saw on LinkedIn some example, you can take the Mona Lisa from Da Vinci, and then you can create a full environment around that doesn't exist, but it will mimic the style and can create kind of a bigger artwork of the Mona Lisa or any other example. So that's a really cool feature that you have also in DALL-E 2. Probably you can use in Stable Diffusion. It's called out painting. And you have something else called in painting, which is basically inside a picture. You could target a part of the picture and you re-roll. Let's say you have, I don't know, a picture of a city and some people are walking in the street. You could say, okay, but I'm targeting the people walking and instead I want a car, for example. So it would remove the people and add a car instead. That's the kind of things that are really crazy and are going to get big, I think, in a few weeks or months. But anyway, let's continue. So I try to separate like what is already working, what needs to be improved, and what is really not yet here, I would say, in my opinion. So we are going to check a bit these things. And don't hesitate if you have questions or you want to say something. I see something in the chat, actually.
It was just my wow.
Okay.
That I could, because this is something, you know, I'm a designer originally, so I also can work with Photoshop, and very often I had to, you know, do it myself, what you just told us. So
yeah,
that is really amazing and powerful.
Yeah, and the trick is to combine your skills and these tools so you can work kind of faster, more efficient, and generate more ideas. I mean, that's one way to do it, and I think that's a good way to do. So yeah, you can. Yeah.
Do you also think that maybe tools like so Adobe will adopt, let's say, or maybe buy one of these tools
there's
and
already
platforms to integrate it?
There's a plugin working in Adobe Photoshop. It's called Alpaca, I think, .ai. For the month, it's on the waiting list. I got access recently. I tried. It's kind of what you saw in the other tool of the guy I showed you, like Get Image. You're in Photoshop and you use this plugin, and so you can say generate, of course, an image, and it will add the layer with this new image, or you can say, this is my picture, target this part and re-roll it, for example. For the month, I think it's create a new layer each time, but anyway, it's not complicated. And so you can use it already inside Photoshop, and then you can use your skills to, you know, rearrange whatever. So it's coming already. I don't know if it's the best is to do it in Photoshop or in another tool, but maybe it's good in Photoshop, you know. So yeah, I think it's going to get bigger in this design tool. Figma also is working on some stuff, but maybe we can just speak about that just after. So you can already make stock photo. And I don't know if you follow the news, but there was something around stock photo. So I think Shutterstock and the other ones, first they allowed people to upload AI images, and then they banned AI images like in 1 week or two. And now recently they are going backward and they are allowing AI images again. I think Shutterstock and some other big ones, because they know it's coming, they cannot really control. So it's better to surf the wave than to go against. The only issue is around copywriting, of course, because it's trained on work of other people and it might raise some legal issue. And so that's where is the key thing, I would say. Some people are not using it for that specific reason. But I guess these big companies are going to find a way around, because I think it's going to be hard to stop. So as you can see, you can get like nice.
May I add something? Because I know that you are also you have a service where you create kind of stock photos, or let's say you have a service where you create these AI photos like I would just download stock photos. And, you know, using stock photos is kind of researching on a platform like Shutterstock or iStock or Getty or wherever, where you have to search for the right photo and maybe you find it and you can download it and you pay a fee. So you are offering that. So I just wanted to point that out as well, and maybe ask how that works. Is that an easy job? Is that a difficult job?
You mean to try to do this with AI generator, like
No,
generate a
because
stock
you have
photo on
on
your
your
need? Or?
website the
Mhm.
offering that so I could just tell you I need 10
Ah,
stock
yeah,
photos. I
yeah,
need
yeah.
that, and then you deliver that. You help me. You don't
Well,
find it for me, you create it for me. So that is really cool. So is that
yeah, I put this service, but I'm, I'm not really active on that service. I mean, I'm
okay?
not trying to lead people there. It was an experiment, but yeah, I think it's easier to just go in these tools. But I was trying to see if people are interested to ask me like a custom request. Can you create this or that thing for me? But yeah, as the speed as it goes with this tool, I think it's going to be like easy for everyone soon to do that kind of result. For the moment, you still need to find how to trick the AI to find the right prompt and everything, but I think it's getting better and better. So the result you see, I think it was with really simple keywords sometimes, like just a few keywords, and you can get that kind of thing already. But maybe I will see if I can make a service around that, but I don't know. I was just experimenting, but you're right.
Cool
to mention that.
experiment. I really like that. Yeah, cool.
So here you can see, yeah, I think that level is really like, I think it's almost like real people. It's hard to say that it's AI, I think at that level. If I was not saying it's AI, maybe you would not know it's AI, I guess. Something I really like to explore actually, because maybe in my background, it's like illustration, icon, or that kind of web, illustration. And I always try to get something, so it's still a bit like weird. For example, this is like rocket trading, whatever. It's kind of makes sense, but it's not perfect. Some stuff are a bit weird. I think this one is like a brainstorm. So there's the brain, the 3D effect. It's kind of nice, but still a bit maybe weird. But I think it's really getting better and better at this kind of illustration as well, as you can see. I tried the guy surfing a wave of, I don't know, money or something. It's a bit wonky, but yeah, I think we're really getting close to it. That's a bit more complex for the AI actually, because it's not like a man singing. This is like, for example, a woman dancing and a chart growing of stock exchange, something. That kind of concept is a bit harder for the AI, but you can still do kind of digital collage. Sometimes you get good results, sometimes not yet. But I think it's also coming soon. So I think that's the one way to use it actually. So you can generate, of course, thumbnail for blog posts, social media, whatever. Yeah. Oh, I see. Getalpaca.io. Exactly.
Benjamin,
That's the plugin.
every picture that we are seeing is creation of you, right?
So these ones I made, sometimes it's just things I found on other platform, AI, but these ones I created them. Yeah. I mixed because I mean, I made, I do, I mean, I just want to show AI, but yeah, these ones I made. So if you want to see some prompt, I can try to find the prompt, but yeah, sure.
So actually, if you are mentioning the prompt, maybe it's a quite controversial question, but we're talking about art now, or like creating pictures. And back in the days before AI, that was dependent on the skill of the artist. You know, if he could use his pencil, his brush, his whatever. And now, you know, I think this is all very cool. I'm also playing around with it, but isn't it right now more, you know, anyone can do it, even if he's not skilled in arts at all? It's just about finding the right words to, and then let basically the machine do it. And also, isn't there quite a lot of luck involved? Because if two people have like the perfect prompt to create like a really cool picture, and in one case the AI is coming up with like picture A, and then in the other case it's like picture B, which is a little bit better for whatever reason. So what's your take on that?
So I think it's a very good point that you have. And so what I could see first is people asking me to help them because they were not designers or artists or whatsoever. And so they were still struggling to get good results. So I think some people won't be able at the moment to generate nice results unless if luck is involved or if they copy paste the prompt that they found online that is working. That's also a possibility. So for the moment, there is a need of people who knows how to prompt the AI. Often it's kind of designer or illustrators. What I found work on Reddit, LinkedIn, and other place, and I interviewed for my blog about AI. So basically artists using AI. And so what I see for the month is like it's the designers who most of the time are getting the very good prompt somehow. They all have some creative skills, And that's the kind of person who got to get the best result at the moment. But the more we will advance, I think the AI will be better and everyone will be able to get kind of good result. We will have a kind of a problem of, before it was like the scarcity of good art, kind of. I mean, there's the stock photo and everything, but there was kind of scarcity, but now it's going to be everywhere. So it's going to be about curating the result. And I still think the artist will have a role to play, or to use Photoshop to make some polish, because, you know, you get something, but it's not perfect. You have to change. And with Photoshop skills, you can change a lot of things to make the AI work even better or matching your needs. But I think all the artists should get up to speed on these tools, because it's going to help them work faster, more efficient. They can maybe charge less or even more, whatever, but they will be able to use it in their toolkit, and they will have an advantage if they use it, I think. And also, just to finish on that, I think some artists will have their own fine-tuned model generating art that looks like their own art. They will curate it also, and they will be able to make even more creations. Maybe more people will be able to ask them for art gig. Maybe sometimes it will be the AI, so it will be cheaper. Maybe they will spend a lot of time. Sometimes it will be more expensive, but I think it will help some artists. But the people who are going to suffer are the people doing art on Fiverr, on that kind of gig website. It's going to be challenging for them, because even if they create something for you for maybe 40 euro in few days, actually the AI will do it for 5 euro in 1 hour, you know. So for them, it's going to be challenging, I guess. But we can continue discussing about that, because it's, of course, it's a key thing.
Thanks for your answer. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. One cool use case I saw, maybe you saw already, it's interior.ai. You can put the picture of your house or whatever, and you can generate ideas. Maybe this is not the most obvious one, but that's really cool. So you can just put a picture of all your rooms and get ideas, or office or anything.
My
That's
wife
a cool
is
way to
gonna
use
love
it.
this one.
Yeah, don't share it, maybe. So
Do you
you will
get
see
then
more and
also
more tools
yeah,
like that.
cool.
Sorry?
Very cool. I just thought, and then you get maybe immediately also the price where you can buy it, etc., etc. That's maybe
Yeah, after
in the
you
further.
will have something like that, and
further.
you can click, and like you can already do click and get the price, and you
Mhm.
can do more. But yeah, that's what we can do, just calling the API, because you can access now daily 2i API and cross-table diffusion. So you can remix a bit this to create that kind of product now. Many people are doing, like, I don't know, special for tattoo, special for interior, special for avatar. But then after, if you want to go one step further and need to recommend real object, you know, real object included with link or affiliate links, I think that's going to be a bit longer to create, but it's going to happen, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think that's what's working. What's in progress, I mean, it's already a bit working, but I interviewed some people already using it for comic books. So for the illustration, the tricky part, of course, is consistency, but you can still play around and generate a lot of image and move some parameter to get something a bit consistent. I did it recently with a post around the polar bear. It was style a bit hand-drawn effect, and I could make like 10, 15 slides with a similar style. So it's possible, but you need to play around a bit. So this is just one page of a comic book a guy wrote. I mean, he made 2 stories already, like 30 or 40 pages. So, and not only one picture, you know, you can have a grid with different picture like a comic. So he's doing that kind of stuff. I can share the links after if you want to see, or just go on my blog and you will see the article and you can access the content, I think, from there. But this is something coming. So manga, comic book, that kind of things. Discussion, connect the AI directly to the 3D printer. Yeah, soon, I hope. So for the 3D printer, the challenge is to turn the picture into 3D file. And I will speak just after about that, because I have an interesting use case, but yeah. Example, sorry. Asset for game. So I saw so this I generated like Animal Crossing character. So this is just a picture. It's not a real asset, but can give idea. You can have icon for object for video game, for example, quite fast. And even I tried like character sheet. That's also just a start, a study, I would say, but you can get that kind of result. So after you can kind of crop and make a GIF or something already, or it gives you ideas for video game. I heard recently, I think there's a guy working in a AAA game studio. I don't know which one, and he's using it in his design team already, Midjourney mainly, to get more ideas and more ideas for characters, environment, or that kind of mood boarding thing, and it speed up the process. So already some studio are using this tool. as well. After for video, it's still a bit early, but you can see maybe you saw some example on LinkedIn or elsewhere. They start to generate some video. I didn't try yet because I think it's a bit more complex and takes time, but you can start already to see some AI video. So this is going to be a really big thing, I think, AI video. There's also runway.ml, I believe. It's a video editor in the browser. And they start to add some AI feature. So you could almost remove something in the video, like you would, erase in Photoshop. You would do this in the video. It would replace the background in the video. Or you can prompt, I want maybe the sun. You add the sun in the video, that kind of stuff. So it's not yet here, but it's coming also. I think that's pretty crazy. And for the 3D, so we were speaking about 3D. So maybe you heard, maybe not, there is a kind of place called KDIM. And I went there, but I think it's quite expensive, so I didn't try. The thing was, you put 2D picture in our platform, and we'll get you a 3D render of your picture. I think it's in a couple of hours or something like that. And I think I heard it's kind of fake. Basically, they're just hiring freelancer to design really fast some 3D render based on a picture. It seems. I am not sure, but I heard this. So it seems that it's not yet here, the technology, but it's coming anyway. I tried the model. I put a picture of a soccer player inside this thing. And in 1 minute, I had a kind of a 3D render of the guy. It was bad quality, but I could turn around 360. And I think this is real code, like AI, but it was not yet usable as a 3D object, I would say. So yeah, it's in between. It's coming really soon, I think. I think, Sabrina, you were going to speak or no?
No, I just was just laughing. I just wanted to give some emotional add-on here.
It's a good way to prototype. I mean,
totally
smart
interesting.
Way to...
Yeah, exactly.
I can't quite remember.
Oh. So it's freezing.
I think also Google is really. Oh, can you hear me? Do you hear me, Ben?
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I can't quite remember where I saw it or what it was, but exactly this use case. Google is I think also very far. What I remember is they threw in like a picture of a playground, and I don't think it's like a public accessible algorithm, but
I tried
what they
go,
do is yeah, and in a couple of seconds you were able to just like with your drone go around and see like the slide and like where you can. It's incredible. It was really incredible.
You can request beta access, but I couldn't, maybe because I'm not in the US. But yeah, I saw that thing. Yeah. I think they've even a Google. I think it's an app, Google Kitchen something, when you can use their new kind of prototype tool, whatever. But I couldn't. But yeah, a few more just things you could do. So I made this one. It looks almost like a background for the computer or the phone. This is fake food. I think it's quite crazy. Like it's fake food. I mean, it looks like real food, but it's a fake picture. So maybe soon you can use it, for I don't know, food Instagram or whatever. And this one, what is interesting, it's a pattern. Can I click? Yeah. And so you see, if I put them together, I can make a pattern, and so you can use it, for I don't know, like real wallpaper in your house or whatever. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. And then let's go. It's really so here what it cannot do for the moment. So of course you can make nice car and whatever vehicle, but you won't use it for in a term of industrial design point of view, I would say. I did an experiment. I make like Bugatti electric scooter or something. It was fun, but then I reached out to a designer at Bugatti, and he said, it's not really Bugatti. You need this, that, and that. And then how would you want to build? Because it doesn't take in account, I don't know, like suspension, wheel, whatever, the weight. So it's fun for mood boarding for this kind of industrial design project. But yeah, it's just for the moment, at least mood boarding. It's a bit similar for architecture. You can make nice architecture building with AI, but it's not going to take in account the material and everything. Not for the moment, at least. Yeah, it's interesting to play around, but yeah, industrial designer will kind of say it's not working. So I tried to generate some interface. I mean, it's okay, but it's not revolutionary. You can find that anywhere. And then I try to put these things, or in black and white, into UI wizard, and in English UI wizard, the thing where you can put a sketch, wireframe sketch, and then you will turn it into like a clickable prototype. So I tried, but it was not really working. That's something some company are working on, to generate like a full interface, just prompting, like, I don't know, like login for a bank app, like Instagram style, whatever. Soon you can prompt that thing, but not yet. So yeah, a long way to go for us to design products faster. Yes, struggle a bit with consistency. So many brands are not using yet for the legal reason, and for the consistency, because it's hard to get something consistent, as we mentioned for the comic part. And this, I think I should have put it up, because some pictures are already good, some a bit less, but yeah, motion and emotion. So I don't see a lot of picture with emotion or motion. I think you can already do a bit. It's not perfect, but you can get a sense of movement already. For that, you can add like motion effect, blur effect in your prompt, and sometimes you can get nice result. And this, it's a bit weird, but I tried to combine like, I don't know, angry woman, red car, stuff like that, a bit like digital collage, but it didn't come up as expected. But I think soon you can do that kind of composition, if it makes sense in English.
I remember a computer game, Mafia 2, I think that would be the perfect picture for that.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, that's the kind of thing. Yeah, I think this one I generated. Yeah, all of them. So yeah, if you're interested, I can also find the prompt. What else do I have for you? So yeah, prompt creation. I will give you the link after, but a friend of mine in the AICC, it's a LinkedIn group around AI. I think, Sabrina, you are there. Maybe some of you are there
I also bought that.
Yeah. So Brian is publishing already a lot of free tutorial on LinkedIn. If you just want to find his post, you will find a lot of interesting content, but he put everything together in a book, and I think it's really a good place to start and go further, actually. I just wanted to share a basic structure. It's just in Midjourney, just so you can see. So a man standing on a chair, photography, V4. That's the most basic thing, just one person, one something, an action kind of, and another object. I mean, it's already complex, but that's a short prompt. I have a story around that. If you go to my blog, you will see I interview a guy. He used AI in a funny way. So he was just prompting with one word. It was colors. So he was prompting like a red. And he said after prompting maybe, I don't know, 100 times with red and picking sometimes one picture more than another, at the end, he always ended up with a woman, like a red woman, like a blue woman, like something. That was funny. Like the AI at some point, it creates stuff, and you say, oh, here maybe there are eyes, here maybe there's a hand. And after many generations, you end up with someone, just with one word. So it's kind of funny. I don't know if it's efficient to prompt 100 times to get a red woman, but it's interesting to see how it works, And yeah, after that's you could see maybe on my computer, that's a isometric view of office kind of. So the prompt's already a bit more complex. And yeah, some of them I find on Midjourney, because you can, if you are a paid member on Midjourney, you can access the community gallery and you can see all the things people are creating. And I think I found a prompt a bit like that I tweak some part. Like I think I put office, it was something else. Like I changed the color, I changed some parameter. But I think the result is quite nice. And once again, quite easy to get. Otherwise, you would have to go in Blender and design this, and it takes a lot of time, So yeah, you can. I think one important thing for the prompt is the keyword. Like I would have never think about like 100mm lens or that kind of things. It's more for the photography world. But 3D Blender, render, you could think about it, for example. Yeah, so I think a lot of the work is to find inspiration, prompt ideas on other website or platform, and to reuse them actually and combine them.
I would have a question to a Midjourney, because I'm also on the Discord server. I just tried it out. I'm not a paid member. I think and I don't have any more tries left. But how does that work? So what do you need to pay? What would you suggest if this is the right place to ask, the right moment?
So in Midjourney, I think you can even subscribe directly from the Discord. I think from the website, but from the Discord, you can type some command to the bot, I think, and it can bring you to the paying page, something like that. You have like $10 a month, I think, I think it's limited to maybe 500 generation a month, something like that. You have the paid plan at $30 or euro a month, which was the one I took because I think you have like 600 also generation maximum, but faster a month. And then if you put the relax mode, it goes a bit slower, but it's like maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute to generate, so it's still fast. And this is unlimited. So that's what I took this plan. And now I took the 50 euro plan, 20 euro extra, because I'm trying to sell prompt on the website. And to sell prompt, I need to protect my prompt, it seems. And so I just tried to see, but for the moment I just made like 20 bucks. So I'm not sure it's a good idea, but I wanted to see. So yeah, just for fun. But I think the best plan is the $30 because it's unlimited. Because even 600, it seems a lot, but usually in 1 week or two, you finish them.
Okay.
I think.
So
And you
there
can
are,
also add some credit if you want, I
it's
think.
only possible to with a paid plan. So let's say the only free thing is this crayon that you showed us. And then you have to decide, do you want to stick with, because if you subscribe, you just select one of the platforms. So Midjourney is the thing that you would suggest if
So
someone wants to go into that.
It depends of what you want to do. Because, for example, I think on DALL-E 2, maybe on Stable Diffusion, the platform you will find, what they do usually is you have an amount of credit and 200, let's say. On the Get Image, I think you start with 200. Some basic picture cost 1, some advanced picture and prompt cost 2 or 3, for example. But you can also just reload. So you can say, I don't know, I add €5 and I get like 500 credit, for example. So you don't need to get a subscription plan, for example. So that's also a solution if you want, if sometimes you really need and then you don't need for 3 months. But also Midjourney, you can stop and go back. It's not like, it's no engagement. I mean, no, how do you say? It's not. Anyway, you can stop any time. So yeah, you could take 1 month and just stop. And
thank you.
I also have a question. So you just said you are selling prompts, or you're trying to. Wow, that's like I had no idea that there are people outside selling prompts for AI pictures. So is this a business model, a new business model? Or?
I don't know if it's a good business. I mean, I don't know if it's a viable business model, but the guy decided he wanted to see, and actually people sell prompt. You don't really make money because I think you make like $1.50 if someone buys a prompt anyway.
Okay.
But the prompt is like $2, you know. I think it makes sense sometimes to buy a prompt because if you see something that gets a good result with consistency, I mean, it makes sense to pay $2 to do something that maybe costs you 100, you know, for example. But I don't know if it's going to be viable because maybe if the AI gets better and better and better, you would not even need to buy a prompt after, I think. That's one thing. And the other thing is many people in the community don't like the idea to pay prompt because they say it should be free and open, you know, the open thing. So it's a bit in between. I don't care sharing prompt for free, but I wanted to see if there is like a business case around that. So yeah, but that's the thing also. And they try to implement now that someone could hire you to prompt something really custom for them, but this I didn't try. I don't know, maybe not. So
That's cool.
and another thing that so you cannot do this. And I think you can maybe try in Midjourney, but I didn't try. But at least with Stable Diffusion, so you can just sketch something, and that's really powerful also. And it can generate something really good. And this, I want to do it more because I think it's a great way to really lead a bit the AI, but it doesn't take you a lot of time to do the sketch, you know, and then you can get a good result, but it's really easier to drive it somewhere. So you can do the sketch on the left. And of course, with the prompt, you would add like, this is a statue, this should be water, this is the portal, whatever. But that's really powerful, I think. And after what do we got? Yeah, some prompt. So that can help you, this website. Maybe you know them, maybe not. It's prompt builder, so you can put some keywords. It will generate prompt choices for you. I think that one maybe makes more sense to try quickly. Hugging Face is the place you should go if you are really into AI because they share a lot of content, models, tools, free, paid, everything. Yeah, you should go there. For example, let's say we want to prompt, I don't know, a nice red car, for example. And then it uses, I think it's GPT-2 model, the text generator, and it's going to give me prompt ideas, like with this kind of keywords, you know, like, I don't know, dramatic lighting, 3D render, whatever. So that's something cool also, that if you have no inspiration for your prompt or you want to try something else, this kind of website helps you to get prompt ideas. So I think it should not take too much time. Let's wait a bit more. But yeah, there are some websites where you can find so prompt generator to help you build the prompt. Sometimes it's the visual interface, so they would show you like picture of the style, so painting, illustration, manga, something. Then you could say it's more of character, background, and object. So you can have some keywords like that to choose, and then it will create a prompt based on those keywords as well. So people are working on this kind of problem. Because for some of us, it's easy to prompt, like just writing a sentence. For some of us, we're more visual, so we want to select the style to combine them. So yeah, so it's a bit slow. I don't know. Anyway, let's wait 10 seconds, otherwise we'll come back after. Well, we'll come back after. We'll see. So yeah, I think I have more link either in my newsletter on the website, but I don't have them in mind now. But also, if you want, I can just check my bookmark and share more of them. And I think that's almost it. I was going to say we can prompt, but you should access the mural for that. I should lock everything. I don't know if you want to take the last 10 minutes to ask question or you want to create something. What do you think is best, Sabrina? Maybe question?
I think, yeah, we can start with questions. And if you just lock your board while we take some questions, and then we can share that. So first of all, I think that was fantastic. Thanks, Benjamin. I think, so from my perspective, I have now a much better overview, although I was already, investigating a bit. I'm also on the Discord, etc. So still, this is really a great overview. Also, this what is already working, what is in, let's say, soon working, and what is not yet there. So this is really a great overview. So I see that you have the generated text.
Yeah, sorry, just it's funny here. Just I wanted to show you. So you have quite a lot of choice. So it takes the beginning of my prompt and then made of this. Sometimes it's weird, but a car made of clothes, I don't know. But yeah, ultra detailed and realistic, like our forecast, cinematic, moody, photo, whatever. So you can get a lot of keywords from this tool. Some of them are better than others, but it can help you get ideas, for these keywords. And it's free. So yeah, I recommend you to try that kind of tools as well.
Cool.
Sorry.
Cool. Really cool. I see that Stefan, but I think you already talked about that. Stefan, you talked about, you mentioned connect the AI directly to the 3D printer. Is there anything you want to expand on? Benjamin already.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it was the idea that if you create something via an AI tool, you will not be able to buy it directly, but a machine can communicate with a machine, and maybe they find a way to build it, and you will get the product right. I don't know, right around the corner, or if you have a printer, bring it at home directly.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the future, maybe the future is more descriptive than building something. You will not build something, but you will describe what you want to have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting perspective. I also know, and I don't know if I know it from Benjamin, there was, I think that was maybe Benjamin who created a shoe. And that would be, or it was someone else. And this shoe he printed out as well. Benjamin, do you have an idea who? Okay, no, you didn't print, but I saw that somewhere. I saw that somewhere.
You mean a 3D
I know
printed
it.
shoe? Or?
I know it. I saw it from Gennaro Cofano. He is the 4-week MBA guy, and I saw that on Twitter. I need to find that. Right. But actually, I saw that that was a print from a. Actually, from an AI art let's say, describing a sneaker and then printing out the sneaker.
Yeah. That sounds like a cool, use case.
Any more questions?
Yeah, maybe another question about copyright. You mentioned it before that you have to at least pay a bit attention for stock pictures, but let's say I just need the picture for a client, I don't know, for prototyping, or I want to show it, not sell it, but show it like, so do I have to put any annotation, or is it just, I can just use it as it's my prompt and I kind of generated it?
I think if you don't sell, it's kind of okay. At least if you're in Midjourney, they explain there's a part about that. The first thing you need to do, but it's that you cannot reprotect what you create. Like everyone can see it normally in Midjourney, unless you have the $20 private stuff. But if you don't have that, everyone can see from your profile in Midjourney, and everyone can copy what you do. So this is in the text of Midjourney. I don't know I think DALL-E and SD, maybe it's a bit different, but everyone can use it. So that's one thing you need to know. If you want to sell, I heard that it seems if you change a bit the picture, I don't know, let's say you add more things to the image, it's no more just an image generated by AI, you went to Photoshop, you change, I don't know, a filter, text, whatever. It seems that way you can say it's your own work. And actually one person, I think it was recently in the US, she created a comic with AI and she could copyright it. I think it was the first case of AI work getting copyrighted or something like that. So it's coming, but I'm not sure how. And for you, I think I would just, if it's for a wireframe, you can put the picture in the wireframe. You don't need to say anything unless it's like a Marvel copy or something like that. Once I tried to make a Pikachu different and to sell it on Redbubble, and Redbubble said, no, you're infringing the copyright of the Pokemon, blah, blah. It really depends of the content, of course, but I think you can use depending of what you put. Especially you don't sell it, but just so you know, it's maybe you cannot protect it, say it's your own work. But if it's just for a wireframe, I guess it's fine. Yeah.
Anything else?
I have one more question. I was playing around with DALL-E a little bit. That's quite simple. You go on the website, you sign in, you have this prompts text thing, and then something comes out of there. Now, when you mentioned, I never tried Midjourney, so whenever you mention it in the beginning of this session, I just went there, and it's leading me to the Discord site. So I'm not very familiar with Discord. Can you give, like, for the absolute beginners, like the 1, 2, 3 basic steps where to kind of begin? I don't even know where to enter the prompt so something comes out of there. Is it possible?
Let me see Discord. So actually what I did, so if you're into Midjourney, maybe you did this already, but I created a server on Discord, just I'm the only one there. And I invited Midjourney bot in my own server so that I don't have the work of everyone at the same time, because it's fun, but it can be disturbing. So here I created some channel, like, I don't know, whatever, I label as I want. I can use the bot everywhere and I can launch different prompt at the same time, kind of. But normally you would arrive in here in Midjourney. And I think you should just scroll to the newbie rooms, it's called newbiecomer. And here you can prompt. So now I cannot prompt because I'm a paid member. Once I tried, he said, no, you can't, but you can see the result of the people and it's all the time. So it's nice, but if you create something, you have to scroll or find your name. So if you're not used to Discord, it's hard. But so you know in case, and it's going to be the same thing you have to write. So I'm going to do it in my Discord. You should tap the slash, I don't know English, this one, this symbol. You can choose imagine prompt. It's automatic. On mobile, I think you have to type prompt, but on the computer, it's automatic. And then you would type your thing. So you go into the channel I show you, like newcomer, newbie, something. It will be a different one for you, but this channel you enter, and then you just type in imagine something, and it should generate an artwork. And after you have a lot of commands, like I use, like the small 6 thread with V4, for example, or V3, or you have other command like that you can type. But yeah, the most basic is just imagine prompt, and you write something. So that's what you should do if you just want to get things started with the Midjourney Discord.
Is that also possible to make your own server if you are not a paid member?
I know. I think no. Unfortunately, I think you have
Okay.
to be paid. Maybe
Yeah.
at least at the $10 you can do it. I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you have to be a paid member. If you're a paid member and you don't want to create your own Discord, you can at least start a private message with the Discord bot, so it's in one place. But if you have your own Discord, it's even better because you can sort by category or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, if you have more questions, I'm here. Just anyway, before. So I will give you this mural. So you can access my blog. So I mainly interview AI creators. We have the LinkedIn group, AICC. So if you just want to see news or ask questions around AI art, you can join us. We are already, I think, 2,500 now. And
amazing.
This one is my newsletter. Yeah, amazing.
What a big group. I'm there as well. Yeah.
It's a good growth. And I have a newsletter, a weekly newsletter on LinkedIn also. I basically share 5 news a week around AI, so you can subscribe if you want. It's free. So yeah, that's more or less it. I think I didn't have time to cut, but I even made some. Where is it? That's the thing I couldn't share. Oh, no, it's not here. I could make even emojis, like 3D emojis grid I could generate. So you can just crop and put them here. Some of them are quite weird, but yeah, you can do a lot of things. I didn't show everything yet, but yeah. Maybe I'm going to put the link now in the chat, and after I will give it to Sabrina.
I also added your LinkedIn here in the chat. This is how you can access the articles. You can read the articles. And what is again the group? What is the name?
The group is AICC.
CC. Just wanted to share that as well. AICC, now somehow that. Is there the link for the group here as well? Is that?
It's the second one in the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
That perfect. One. So you have link in the. So if you access the mural after, you have links a bit everywhere. You can click. This is like the gate image, how it works. So you have a picture and you can build on it, for example. So you have links here and a bit everywhere. So just take a look after when you have time, if you want. And yeah, I think that's it.
Amazing. So yeah, big applause to you. That was really great.
Really cool.
Yes. So
thanks.
Feel free to just open your mic and.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot. And I will, like always, provide the recording and all the material that you will share with us. It was great. Thanks a lot, Benjamin, and have a great week all. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ben. Bye-bye.